Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. Today I want to talk about using your horn, but not so much for taking somebody to the ground. Basically, I want to talk about being able to unhook from that person. And I think that's extremely important, and that's something you should practice a lot before you even start practicing hooking people and taking them down in really spectacular ways. Because what happens is when you hook somebody around the neck, and I'm going to use Bob here because right now I got him on a base that doesn't have any water, so I can maneuver him down and he can kind of free fall for me. Now, you're going to have canes that have different horns, obviously. Some are going to be big enough to go around necks. Some are not going to be so big enough to go around necks. Some of the horns are going to come down a lot longer. Some are going to be a little bit shorter. Some people's necks are going to be smaller, some are going to be bigger. So there's a lot of different things to think about. Whether I swing this way, swing that way, strike them and hook from, doesn't really matter. Once I hook them, if I'm going to take them to the ground, as I start to turn them and bring them down, there's a point of no return. Now, not everybody's going to flip over beautifully like you see in movies. They're not. They're going to come crashing down, okay? They may not land where you expect them. Depends on also the body weight, how much impact you hit them with, how much torque you're throwing, what direction you're going, whether they might bounce off a chair or something like that, we don't know. So once you start to turn a person, there's going to be a point of no return. Now, like I said, Bob really has nothing in him, so I'm just kind of using him. Right about here is probably your point of no return. That person is going to start to fall. Now, as I pull that person, and this horn's not that long, so I'm going to show you with two different ones. As I pull that person, and they're about right here, as they're going down, this is where I want to unhook as the body hits the floor. Now, I can also take them to the floor, and once they're on the floor, I'll kind of show you what I mean, then I want to be able to unhook. But if they're starting to go faster, or their weight or momentum's going, and they're a pretty big individual, you risk A, losing your cane, B, them falling on it and rolling more on it to where you might not be able to unhook them or get caught up in clothing. And then you've got a problem, especially if they're not totally injured that bad or you got other people coming on you, you need to be able to unhook your cane and do more stuff. So with that said, as I was saying, I've hooked Bob. As I'm going and I'm turning him, right about here will be my release. And then as he's going down, I can hit him. Let's say I'm going to turn him and throw him, and I want to guide him more. Let's say I hooked him about here. And I'm turning him. As he goes down, I can unrelease here and then hit him. So you want to have where you can unhook him. You want to be careful. What if I get caught up in a jacket? He's got clothing as he's going down. I know it's stuck in there. Well, I'm going to want to try to rip it or pop it out before it flips out of my hands. When you got a bigger horn that's a lot bigger than this one, like I said, this one here with the bird's beak, I'm able to go around, but I'm also able to unhook it pretty good, even though I can still control somebody. Well, with this one, this is a lot bigger and a lot longer, which means I'm going to be stuck quite a bit around them. So as they go down, I may get stuck just like that, and then I have to unhook when he's down. Sometimes I may have to put a foot on him in the hook, or sometimes I can kind of just, what I want to do is bend my cane down, lift it up, and bring it back. So when it's down on the ground, if I can show you that from here, it's on the ground, I'm just simply going to unhook it. Like if you're unhooking, like you hooked a fish. Pulling that hook right back out. Well, with the cane, if it's a long horn, you're going to have to roll it back around. Again, that person could be laying flat down like this, And you know, if they've got, let's say you got a heavier person, they've got a lot of back, neck, fat, they're stuck and they're in there like that, you may have a harder time doing that. You might get caught up in clothing, same thing. Me, when I'm practicing a throw, and I've had people say, well, you're not, you know, you started this YouTube channel all on cane, but I haven't seen nothing dynamic or spectacular where you're flipping people over left and right. Because that in real life is a lot of wasted motion in the street. I'm gonna get hurt. If I hook somebody and throw them, I'm gonna release them because there might be a secondary person. I don't wanna lose my cane. As far as spinning everybody around, throwing them all over the creation, you're wasting energy, in my opinion, and you're wasting time. I'm here, I may strike him, hook him, bring him down, and then release him. Once his body's going down, boom, he's gonna go down. I'm gonna let him hit. Then, boom, I can hit him in the back of the head if I thought he was getting back up. If you haven't practiced releasing them, you really need to do that. If you're practicing with your students, go gently. Have them understand something. We're wearing t-shirts in class. Maybe we're wearing a dobak. It's got it might be a pullover or a crossover. Once in a while, practice in different kind of street clothes. T-shirts, tank tops, wintertime jackets, sweaters. See if you're gonna get caught up and hooked in something. So practice bringing them down gently. As they go down, let them start to go, because obviously you don't want to jerk them while they're falling. You've got weight. So, and you can injure their neck really bad also. So you want to simply practice with your students as they're about right there, release. Be careful that doesn't catch them around the jugular, the carotid, the trachea, any of that stuff here, you know, because it's going to hurt like hell if it catches them right in the throat. In the streets, I don't care. They should have been messing with me to begin with. But again, don't just think, okay, I can start throwing people. Yeah, I can hook them and throw them. Because I've practiced all that. We've done all that. We do that in our class. Yeah, we do the hooks and the throws and all that. But we also work on releasing them so we don't, again, lose our cane. It comes out of our hands. Also, you know, oh crap, I'm having to try to get to my cane. I got to bend down with him. B, he's laying on it, and I'm stuck. He got it jammed up somehow under it, or his hand flopped around and caught it. Now I may have a secondary person come, and guess what? Can't use the cane, even though I'm kicking the crap out of him trying to unhook him. His boys might be on top of me quicker than I think. So again, hook when you feel that point when they're really going all the way down. Release, strike if necessary, and move on to the next person. So definitely start practicing release. I don't care, you can call it catch or release, whatever you want to call it. But practice hooking them and releasing them with that horn. Get an old jacket, because you don't want to tear up somebody's clothing. That's kind of what we do. We get an old jacket, we put it on, we practice hooking into it. They could have a shirt with buttons, they could have a flannel shirt, they could have a big winter's jacket, something is going to get caught up in. You know, if it's caught up in there, you know, and when I even practice hooking it here and unhooking. He's here, I'm giving him a knee. Unhook it, and then I can strike. Practice when you unhook them, when you got them caught up and they're not on the ground, simply move the cane forward and then unhook it. I'll show you from here. Once I've hooked Bob, I'm going to be hooking him in really good. He's hooked. Once he's here, let me get it on his neck. Now it's tight on his neck. See what I mean? It's tight. It's sitting right there. Of course, he's got traps, really good traps. So from here, after I hook him, I bring him in, I give him a knee. I don't care what I'm doing, elbow, knee, whatever I've done, simply unhook it, and then I can strike again or do whatever I want to do. So definitely practice hooking them and unhooking with your horn on the ground and standing up. It's going to really help in your training with the cane. So Gary Hernandez, I hope that tip helps, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon.